Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today my name is Awile, and if you are coming across this channel for the first time, thank you for stopping by. On the channel today I'm going to be sharing with you on how to cut a half length. So these are my measurements I'll be using for this half length. So we start by dividing my bust by 2. My bust is 40. 40 divided by 2 is 20. 20 plus 2 inches. But what I have here is 22.5. So I just left, instead of cutting another extra half inches, I just left it there. So that 22.5, I'm going to divide it by 2 again in order to share this paper into 2. So whatever you got, mark it on your pattern paper. So I'm going to mark it from up to my length. So I'm going to rule it to connect the lines together. So from here, I went ahead to mark my half length. For the front half length, what I have is 17.5, and for my under bust, I marked 15 inches, and for my bust point, I went ahead to mark 11 inches. For my chest line, it's 9 inches. To get your back half length, you're just going to tie the waist. Once you measure the front, tie it at that front length, then remove your tape, go to the back, measure from your shoulder to that place you tied. That is the way you get your back half length. So after connecting this line, I went behind cameras to mark the back pattern, to mark my length for the back pattern, and my length for the back pattern is 15.5. So my chest line remains 9 for the back, so I don't need under bust. So I went in by 1 inch from my waist to eliminate zip bulges in order for my zip to lap well. So I connected that 1 inch to the top, to exactly where the neckline is. So guys, right now I've done away with my bulges. My back, after fixing my zip, there's nothing like bulges again. So I've removed this part. I'm going to be cutting it out. So I went ahead to mark my neckline. To get your neckline, you divide your bust by 12. Whatever you have is actually your neckline before putting in other. That does not mean you're not going to add allowance. So I'm going to be adding the allowance to my fabric. So I just go in by 1 for my neck depth. So I'll connect it. So after marking it out, I marked my shoulder divided by 2. So my shoulder is 16. 16 divided by 2 gave me 8. I marked it. Then I came down by 1 inch for shoulder slope. I'm going to show you guys what I did. Then I marked my armhole line. So I made mistake for the first one. So I had to redraw it again to make sure it's straight. So I went in to mark my shoulder slope at 1 inch for the back, then divided my armhole by 2 for the back. You divide your armhole by 2. Then I went in by half inches to be able to connect my armhole perfectly well. So I decided to connect the shoulder slope to my neckline first. Then I use my curve ruler to connect my armhole, so you can see. Then I also use my straight ruler to connect it to the shoulder. So here I'm going to be dividing my bust by 4. 40 divided by 4 is 10 inches. Then look at the place I'm marking it. Starting from that my 1 inches and this line, mark your thing. I marked my bust divided by 4, then my waist divided by 4. My waist is 30. 30 divided by 4 is 17.5. I marked it. So so I went in with 1 inches. I connected the line. The 1 inches is for waist dart. Is for the waist dart. So my nipple to nipple divided by 2. My nipple to nipple is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. I marked 4. So I'm going to extend the tape to the end of the, what is it called, paper, to be able to get the line straight. Then I took it up to mark exactly what I have done. That's what I marked up, exactly what I have. I have 5 inches done. I took it up and marked 5 inches again. So I went ahead to divide my 1 by 2. That is half inches on the right hand, half inches on the left hand. Connected it to meet with the chest line. So guys, this is all for the back. This is all you need to get your back half length. So I'm just trimming everything out to show you guys the final cutting. This is all you need for your half length for the back. Okay. So for the front, I also started by marking out my shoulder divided by 2, 8 inches. I marked it out. Then at the chest line, I marked 8 inches. Connected the two lines together to serve as my armhole line. You know, the back, we divided the line by 2, but for the front, you're going to just go up by 3 inches. From your chest line, go up by 3 inches, because the front is always deeper than the back, I think. Or is it the back that is deeper than the front? I think one is deeper than one sha. So from that 3 inches line, you go in by half inches, the same way we did for the back. Then use your curve to connect it. So we're also going to insert, okay, we start by the same 3 inches. Your bust divided by 12. Whatever you got is your neckline. So mine is 3 inches. I marked 3 inches for my length and 3 inches for my neck depth or neck deep. Anyway. Use your French curve to connect your neckline. 3 by 3. So guys, when you are done connecting the line, you go in by 1.5 for shoulder slope. For front shoulder slope is 1.5. For the back shoulder slope is 1 inches. So my bust divided by 4 is 10 inches. The same way I marked at the back, that is what I'm marking at the front. So no need, because this is half length cutting, not bustier or princess dart, so no need for under bust. So for your waist divided by 4, you mark. Then for your waist dart, you are going to take in 1.5 inches for the waist dart. So connect the line. So for the darts, we're going to do nipple to nipple divided by 2, which is 4 inches. I marked my 4 inches at my waist, and I'm going to mark my 4 inches on my bust points, on my bust line. Connect the line. Normally when you are going to sew it, you are going to, it's supposed to be, if you are sewing it with the dart, you are supposed to be sewing it before 1 inches before the bust point. So that's 1.5 that we brought out that time. We're going to divide it by 2, mark half on the other side, that is 7.5, mark another 7.5 on the other side. So connect it to miss that bust point. Guys, we are done with the front half length. So this is how you cut your front half length before joining. Mind you, for those without bust, you just have to measure your half length, the front and the back to be equal, like younger, like children or all those people without bust. But if you know you have bust, you started wearing bra, or you are a girl, you know you have enough bust, your back and your front is not supposed to be equal, because there is breast at the front and the back is flat. So you can notice that my two front and back are not equal, as you can see. So let's measure the difference. The difference is 2 inches. 2 inches, because the back is 15.5 and the front is 17.5. So that 2 inches we brought out from, okay, let's measure the length. You can see 15.25, I think 3/4. So the back should be 17. The back is 17. So that 17 inches, we're going to now use it as our side dart. So it's going to serve as our, or bust dart, either bust dart or side dart, I don't know what you call it. So that extra 2 inches that came out, you divide it by 2. Once you divide it by 2, you mark it at your side dart from the bust length, come down with what you can see. Just look at what I am marking. So 1 inches here, 1 inches here, you see. Connect it to meet with the bust point. You mark the second one. So I just want to show you guys that you can mark only these 2 inches, then close it up, or all the same, if you like it like this, or the same, you can complete it in order not to make mistake. You mark out the second line. So this is all we have for the front, or this is all we need for the front. Okay, now your bust is going to have a cage. When you finish sewing it, it will come out very well if you can try it. So for us to close the bust dart, we have to open our waist dart. So I'm opening the waist dart. So open up the waist dart like you see me doing. So it's time to close up the side darts, or the bust darts. So I'm using my masking tape to close it up. So guys, because the lines are not equal, I have to replace the line. As you can see, just put your ruler and extend it to meet the other line, just like this. So for the neckline, in order not to forget when cutting out your fabric, you can just extend your neckline. So you go all you just need to do is to go in by 1/2 inches at the neck length. Then you can come down by either 1 inch or 1/2 inches, depending on how, because if you sew it like this without extending this line, it's actually going to be turtleneck. It's going to be very, very high on your neck. So you just need to extend, either you extend it on your fabric or you extend it here. So I decided to extend it in order to show you guys. So guys, I'm going ahead to close up this dart for you to see what it is like. So you see how the bust is actually going to be. Let me just close up this side dart since I'm not sewing it now. So guys, when you are done sewing it, this is actually what it's going to look like. My waist measurement is complete. Don't mind my camera. So let's measure the bust and see what we have. You see exactly can you see 10, and we still have extra 3/4 on top of it, so you can see. So now when I close up the side dart, the waist dart for the back, and stitch it together, it's sure going to align. It's going to be equal. So I also went ahead to extend the line for the back neckline too. So I went ahead with the length with 1/2 inches. So what I think 1/2 inches, yes. So by the time I finish sewing it, I think it will approximately 1.5 inches. So all you just need to do is to add your 1/2 inches on the other side, like the neck and the armhole. Then on the side you put in your 1.5 inches. So that is all for this video. If you like what you see, please don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.